All right. It says we're live.
All right.
So I guess we'll check. The best way to check, I guess, would be
through ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. I just got notifications.
Awesome.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
yeah, we in. See, there's me right there. Guys. See that?
All right, hold on, let me take that again. Cool.
Is it that bad at work, Jasmine? Golly, I got a lot of stuff.
All right, let's advertise this.
I'm doing this right now.
Yeah. Got a like it, or
Yeah.
well, not a like. We had a couple of viewers, but I guess. What's your Snapchat?
Lewis_Virgo.
Okay.
I'm telling everybody right now.
Gotcha. Yeah, put it in the group chat because I'll definitely want to have everybody come in. Got to share it to Instagram.
Yeah, I'm in there. I'm sending it through everybody.
I don't know what cunt.
Okay. I don't know what that was.
I don't know.
Okay. Camera. This photo. Cool. There we go. Awesome. We'll make it interesting in a minute. It's just us on our phones right now.
I said hi.
Which Instagram do you mean?
This one, right? Well, I got 3. I gotta delete
Yeah.
an account.
Yeah. Awesome. Middle one. Okay.
Gosh, it won't let you like copy links.
What you trying to do?
I'm trying to send it over through Snapchat, but it's not. Let me see.
Yeah, let's see. I guess you're grabbing it from my my channel page.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh, that's weird. It should work. Share this on Patreon, and then I'll share it on my community tab as well. Traffic will pick up soon. Link.
I'm trying to get that. Like, it's weird because it won't let me. It won't let me copy and paste the Snapchat, which is just weird.
On left and right and left and right. Public. Yeah. Cool.
How do you I could take a picture and send a link, like.
Yeah.
Please share.
Can Kinsey K Productions. Oh shit, I'm on time for once. Well, that is my fault because these live streams are very inconsistent in terms of when they come out. That's really on me. But glad to have you here in the first place. So appreciate it. We have a very vocal animal that just came in the room.
A wild Pokemon has appeared.
And wild Pokemon has appeared. Kinsey did a live stream the other day. I don't know if, it didn't last too long. I don't know if you want me talking about it or not, but I guess the cat's out of the bag on that. But like just a test stream, gaming, which I'm gonna try and start doing that. So Andrew and I are gonna do like some Destiny gaming probably in October. Guess I should ask a question then. How do you set up your stream?
Really, we just get we have a camera.
Yeah,
right
this
here,
is a webcam,
and we just have a mic.
Yeah, you can't really see it; it's actually out of frame. But my Blue Yeti mic that I use all the time, and sometimes I'm on my laptop, so I'll use the laptop webcam. Of course, like I said, it's better, I think, to be doing something while we're streaming and answering questions. But the way I've been doing it, other than the gaming ones, we got a bunch of new people coming in. Really appreciate you stopping by. Ask us anything. It's the monthly Q&A live stream. We'll do our best to answer. But yeah, I just go on YouTube Live and get it set up with the titles and the description and everything, and then and then we're here.
Yep.
So that's how I've been doing it. But I want to start doing stuff with like OBS and maybe like console and PC gaming.
Yeah, because we're working on getting a capture card.
Mm-hmm.
So we could,
I'm probably gonna get the Ripsaw capture card, the HD one, so that I can start like getting stuff off of console.
Yeah,
because it's some consoles like the Nintendo consoles, you can't really stream like directly from the device, except unlike the PS4.
So how's everybody been doing in the chat? Like, you guys have a good day. How are you guys feeling today? Friday,
It is a Friday.
Thank goodness, guys, it's Friday.
My God,
we can chill.
Appreciate the super chat, Kinsey. Always glad to have you in. Gotta get back to work. See you later, man. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you. Oh, we got somebody in the chat. Somebody my friend from Snapchat. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Thank you. Yes. I will shout you out. Thank you. My face. What about my face? Thank you for joining the stream.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you.
Really appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Lewis is good to have on the streams. It's always good to have a co-host. It's just boring when I'm by myself, and to get the kind of the audience that you've been reaching out to with your content and kind of merging them together is really.
Mm-hmm. And then I can talk. I can talk to them in real time too through Snapchat. So it's really, really cool. Mm-hmm. It's really cool.
Yeah, I need to be more social media savvy. Like I'm savvy with like software and stuff like that, but not. I need to utilize some of these apps. So like my friend Richard, some of the people who have been with the channel for a long time will remember him from It Just Might Work and the Augustus Clearwater skits. I was talking to him the other day. He actually has gotten in recent years a lot into kind of building up a business to like sell his art and stuff like that. I would plug him. I guess on Instagram, go look him up. Richard Murray. I think his username is Rory Azul or something like that. Mm-hmm. I'm botching it 9 ways to Sunday, I'm sure, but look him up. He's really talented, really skilled artist. But he was giving me some tips on how to grow my my merchandising and my store and everything. And so I'll have to start using some of the like Instagram ad making tools. I think that's, again, I'm kind of late to a lot of this stuff. Like I only started, I should have started selling merch earlier, probably, but the Orange River Productions merch store has been live for about a year.
Yeah.
And
Ever
and the
since, yeah,
Patreon
last,
as well.
last year, because you started it all up.
Yeah, the Patreon's been there for a bit longer. Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate all the likes coming in. Yeah, help us keep the chat going along. Give us some questions and topics.
Anything you guys want to talk about, we do not mind it.
No.
So, but it's all 3 people are in the chat.
We were up at 7 a minute ago. Let's get it back up. We got.
All right, let me get it back up. But it's really, I really enjoy like the the Snapchat feel of it, because I get to text you guys in real time, and that is like really, really cool, and I really, really like that. So any questions, just ask and don't be afraid.
Yeah, lest we have to resort to coming up with topics ourselves to bring up. That's one of the things I like about these streams, is that they are very organic. The people will bring in suggestions of and questions about various things, and we just go from there, and it evolves. I guess the last conversation, or the last stream that we had a couple months ago, we talked quite a bit about politics as happens, but we really got into kind of discussions about like China and stuff like that. And anybody can talk about that. But I really think there's a future for that kind of content on our channels, where we kind of just analyze what's going on out in the world, and
trying to explain it to you guys
through the lens of our understanding. Topic of interracial dating. Well, I guess that is a topic.
That is a topic. I don't think I know who this person is.
Oh yeah,
Aaron.
We appreciate you stopping by. Thanks for the question.
I think
pro. I guess.
We're pro. Because like,
what else are we gonna say?
Yeah, I think interracial dating now is like it's like a lot crazy. Crazy thing that we're talking about this. So like at my job. So it's crazy. I think it really just show you like they're like, besides what you besides your political views or whatever, like love still outstands a lot of our differences, because at my job there are like avid Trump supporters that date like the most hood rat black girls. So like I mean so
that's interesting. It is a dynamic that I've kind of observed. Like one of my I'm not going to obviously
name dropping
names or anything, but like I do remember like a couple like of my friends in high school. One of them was like a white Trump supporter. The other one was kind of like she was of East Asian descent, and it's just kind of interesting to see that dynamic.
I think what it is
persist, like, especially like given
especially now
in Memphis as well, like in the South. Y'all went to school together.
We went to school together. Okay, I'm trying to remember. Aaron Scarborough. I'm trying to remember.
That's not what that says.
Wait. I'm trying to remember. So give me a second. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy to see that stuff in the South too, because you wouldn't really think,
Yeah, it's funny. That actually kind of reminds me of like I guess like a John Oliver segment that from years ago, where he talked about how the South is like just kind of by default more like racially integrated in a way, because they're like we've been focused more the proportion of white versus non-white people in the South is just different than it is in a lot of northern cities, and a lot of northern cities actually have actively worse racism in
because they're not really
in their environments.
Because that is so crazy that you do say that, because if you do look at the North, like just overall in the North too, like no dissing northern people, if you're from the North,
because like obviously the South is far from perfect in 1,000 ways.
But the one thing y'all northerners do that's disrespectful, y'all give us no sweet tea. Like y'all need to change that. But other than that though, it's really cool just seeing it. And I think that's another way like of breaking boundaries too. Like you learn, because like if you love somebody, you're not gonna just be like, oh, I don't care what you believe in. You're gonna like be like, okay, well, this is really making you feel some type of way. Let me learn about it. Because a lot of people believe it or not, they tend to change, once they exposed to different ways of thinking too, and then when their spouses, is going through trouble, you're gonna want to help. You're just not gonna be a crappy boyfriend. Just be like, well, deal with it.
Right. Yeah.
So that's one of the things.
Oh, Schomburg.
Okay.
Actual last name is Frederick. Got a preference. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
everybody has a preference.
Everybody has a preference when it comes to ladies. So, but that can lead us to a new topic too. Like, does so when people say I got a preference and then they only date like a certain type of women, does that make them racist? Because like I know some people that say I only date like I got a friend who they just prefer like white girls. They don't like.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have too strong feeling on the topic, just because I really at the bottom line at the end of the day, I think people ought to just be able to date who they want and not even necessarily need to categorize it. So that's my feeling. I tend to be more on the side of just let people date who they want. Overall. CJ Studio 1000.
Hello, CJ.
Join the
chat.
Good to see you, man. It's always fun to have you in the chat.
Yeah, dude. Glad to see you. Artwork always looking good as usual. Saw your latest Instagram post, dude. So it's coming really good, man.
We got more people coming in. It's kind of bobbing and weaving, but we got more people coming in the chat. Ask us anything. I say this: people who watch the streams from the beginning probably get annoyed at me.
Oh, why? Why you delete all the work, CJ?
Oh man. CJ, do you still have you still got stuff up on your YouTube channel? I guess right, like animatics and videos like that. Because CJ is really talented.
Yeah, because I've been seeing his work. Has he? Yeah.
Yeah. What happened, man?
What had happened?
I was just gonna say people might get annoyed when I say the same things over and over again, but I just want to address the new people coming into the chat. Making more vids with my friend. That's good to hear.
Okay.
So are we. Yeah, we've got. I don't know. Sorry if anybody else is experiencing the brightness dips on the video, but I don't really know what is causing that. But anywho, I'm doing a lot more collabs lately. I guess we're collabing a lot more than we had been in the past. It just kind of comes and goes. Delete all my pictures because I'm tired of hanging on to it. Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes you need something new.
See that.
I feel that.
Yeah. I've got some old works of mine that I've privated just because I feel like they're representative of a part of my life that I just have moved past, I guess.
I've seen some people say interracial dating is bad because they see others bash their race, but those are the ones that make interracial couples look bad.
Yeah, I really think it's just a matter of individuals.
Yeah, because I can say a little bit with interracial dating. People can get confused. People can tend to over sexualize one race over the other,
and it can become like a fetish.
Yeah, a fetish more than actual like lust in a way.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I do know that and this is for both races too. Some black guys would date lighter skinned women just because they want mixed kids, and some white girls would date black guys because they want their children to be mixed.
Yeah.
So
I've definitely kind of seen that, out. People on the out of the population will do that. I do think that, and probably now I would say maybe now more than in the past, just because we're more socially aware.
Yeah.
But more tension, I guess, could be coming from interracial dating because of just
the older generation too.
Yeah, racial tensions in the United States have been coming to a head lately. There's been more exposure to stuff that's been going on. And so, but again, ideally, what we should be striving for is for people to just
be equal.
Yeah. Be able to you know, like I said, date whoever they want and not
Live
have it be
life.
a big deal.
Yeah.
But also, if you have a, you know, if you have a preference or a tendency to date a certain type of person,
Yeah.
I also think there's nothing, you know, wrong with
Yeah,
making that
as long as
choice.
it's as long as it's genuine,
Yeah.
you know. So, how do you guys feel about, you know, 2020 as a whole? Just want to know. I mean, I know we got a lot of crazy things going on, but there's been some good things happening.
Oh
too,
yeah,
you know,
I mean,
so.
yeah, the good and the bad. Like I said, that's an open-ended question for anybody to come join in on. For me personally, to get the ball rolling, like 2020 has been definitely a mixed bag for me, leaning heavily towards the negative. I'm not gonna try and sugarcoat and pretend like things are going well. They're not.
Yeah. Like just life in general has been hitting hard.
But some good things have come out of the negative things that have happened to a lot of us. Really,
you always got to go through some adversity to prosper. So
yeah. 2020 is a huge learning experience to stay at home, learning who we truly are.
Yes, and wow, that's a really good thing that you say, because there's a quote that says, you know, humanity's downfall is because a man can't stay alone by himself, and we really can't, because there's so much, we have too many distractions.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely like kind of focusing on our individual selves is really what I think a lot of people are finding. Just like you said, is a big learning experience. How do you? All right, it's from Aaron. How do you feel about COVID and how long it's been lasting or will last? I think it's been lasting way too long and
longer
needs to,
than what it should have.
I mean, because I think there's definitely ways that we could have and should have been able to contain it early on. But I think it was Fauci the other day was saying,
he
like,
went off on somebody.
Yeah, he was saying like he was basically giving kind of a rough estimate that life will return to normal by the end of next year.
Yeah.
Which I think is fair, because they have the different vaccine trials. They have to, they can't rush that kind of thing. They're working as fast as humanly possible. It's one of the quickest turnarounds in medical science.
My thing about the whole corona is that the media, like, really, guys, I wouldn't say, you know, not watch news, but watch news with a heavy grain of salt.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that just applies to anything, really, that comes from mainstream media.
Because I like, corona is the big thing, but the way that the way that the media portrays it is just I think it's kind of wrong. So I really do believe that coronavirus is affecting the older generation more than the younger generation. And I think the cause is that the younger generation, i.e. us, we probably could have it, but we just don't know, because our immune systems are just really good. And
I will say that there are a very concerning amount of younger people that are afflicted and have died from the virus that had no pre-existing conditions. Of course,
and then it's mutating
with
too.
the asterisk of known pre-existing conditions. But and it is mutating. But there, different states are actually managing it pretty well. We're kind of seeing like a downward trend in some of the southern states, and as well as like New York and California, but other ones like well, let's see, that's Texas, but like there are some states that are actually seeing growth, and I just really think that we're going to be living with this for
maybe the next year.
Yeah, the next year,
because if they it's just they politicized this, and this is why it's just getting out of hand, you know. But I'm not gonna lie to you, sometimes, you know, I drive by hospitals and things, and sometimes, you know, the emergency room's clear, so you got to also like,
yeah, I mean, I
imagine some of the people that are diehard Trump supporters, they go to the hospital, they don't see anybody in the emergency
and they have
room.
the wrong takeaway from that.
Yeah. So I say, you know, be safe, you know, listen.
Yeah,
you know, but don't live life like to where, oh my God, I'm not gonna go outside anymore because of this. And don't be mad when people tell you to put on your mask on too, because you're trying to prevent, you know, we don't want anybody to die. I mean, how would you guys feel like if you went home and God forbids, but somebody that you care passes away because of your ignorance, or you just not willing to comply? So,
yeah, the bottom line for me is like I have zero patience for people who deny scientific realities.
Yeah.
And the scientific reality is that, for example, wearing masks helps reduce transmission, and we need to do our part. to help slow the spread. The one thing I don't like about COVID is business using it for an excuse on why they're not running anything, and people using COVID to make us stay home buying their crappy products.
Oh, that's crazy. That's true. COVID really exposed like a lot of the bad businesses in America. Like
Yes,
like
100%.
because like it's crazy how, and I'm just gonna be real. I want everybody to think about this in the chat too. Like when we go broke, you know what the rich person tells us? They say, "Why haven't you saved money? You guys don't know how to manage your money." So let me ask the rich people this. You guys have billion-dollar companies, billion-dollar corporations. Where is your savings when how can you go broke if you're a billion-dollar company?
Yeah.
I get it. You guys have expenses, and there's two types of expenses. There's variable expenses and there's expected expenses. But as a company and as just a smart business person, you should have money saved up in case of an emergency.
Yeah.
So what have you been doing with all that surplus of money that, 1 or 2 months of bad business and you're already bankrupt? What are you doing? So me as a common man, I ask you, the rich person, what are you doing with your money?
I do. Yeah. I do think there are some businesses that, obviously like need some stimulation to stay afloat, but there are many others that got just billions of dollars in the stimulus package that did not need it.
JCPenney.
Yeah, the cruise line industry,
oil industry too.
Yeah, I mean, it was basically a corporate giveaway, and all of us in the United States, like adults got what $1,200 once back in like April.
Yeah, and
whereas
families got like I think
$2,400.
Yeah,
and then other countries
they're getting $2,000.
Are getting like $2,000 a month. Canada, Germany.
Yeah,
like they're actually taking care of their people, and that's what you want government to do in a crisis situation like this, is actually give a crap. We got some new people coming in and joining the live stream. Ask Us Anything. This is my monthly Q&A live stream. We're having a lot of fun here. Let's keep the ball rolling.
Yes, please. Don't be afraid to ask us questions.
Go ahead. Yeah, and also appreciate all the super chats and the likes and everything.
Thank you guys so much for those.
But yeah, it was a farce. It was a joke. Like the stimulus was really just it was not geared towards the common person.
Another thing
CJ says, are you guys going to make videos together? Yeah, we got
some things planned.
We got a bunch of stuff in development.
Yeah.
I'm editing some stuff for his channel, Lewis Tech, which you should join. I'll probably at some point put that in the chat.
Go check out my two latest videos I have put out.
Yeah, in fact, I'll go ahead and do that right now. It's right here, Lewis Tech. Yeah, check out the we uploaded an update vlog and then a tech video talking about Apple's September event. Let's get the view count up. Yeah, all that hard work that we put into that.
So how do you guys feel about Donald Trump saying, if you guys notice that Donald Trump has been saying, well, we'll find out and see if I lose the election. How does that make you guys feel hearing that,
Alexis Mitchell.
Hello, Alexis. How are you doing?
Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you. But just being as kids, like, well, not kids, but teenagers, well, young adults. How do you guys? I kind
of messed that up a couple times.
But how does that make you guys feel, knowing that
he might not concede?
Yeah. And what scares me is that there are people that die hard believe him. One thing that fears me is that when this election happens and we have a recount, he delegitimize the recount. Yeah. And what really fears me is that the army generals, some of them might side with him. So
some of them might. I do think that the reports or just like the speculation about the military, refusing to remove him from office are kind of overblown, because they are loyal to the institution and the office rather than the person. Yeah. So even though the military is kind of a conservative organization, that doesn't mean that they're going to
just die hard
automatically support him. But the fact that he won't automatically concede in the first place is very concerning.
And then, another thing that scares me is the people among him. Like, there has to be a time where these people are like, he's getting off the rails. Yeah. And the fact that they're not condemning him. Right. Is what fears me the most.
And not doing it fast enough. Yeah. Too. We got another question. Do you think technology will eventually take jobs away from people? Like my job as a machinist, maybe.
So
I think
You go on
unfortunately,
this one.
I don't want to interrupt you, but
Oh no, you go.
I was just going to say, unfortunately, I think the answer is yes. I do think that it's going to take longer for certain industries to like white collar jobs, like getting taken away by robots. That's something that's will happen on the time scale of like
hundreds of years,
centuries.
Yeah,
but in the shorter term, like in the next few decades,
more of the service jobs
are going to be automated. Just because it's cheaper, it's becoming cheaper. And especially like
with Corona making everybody more at home now, people have found new ways to do things that you would do in a traditional office at home.
I mean, the concept of a delivery person might also get phased out.
Do video game rap battle instrumentals. Do video game
this is I think it's somebody that came on the chat, one of the last few streams that I did. Wanted me to upload some more to my music channel. I've got some more uploads coming. In fact, I actually had one come out today, a demo from a previous video. But I have to say the ones that you're requesting, I want to do it, but I looked. Some other people have already done that. Some people have already uploaded those. If you just search in YouTube and go find it. Maybe we can do a private message and I can kind of direct you towards some of that. But I don't really want to re-upload something somebody else has already done, because that doesn't mean I put any work into it, you know. Although I do like that channel, I do have set aside for like remixes and some stuff that is like I'm hosting other people's content, but I don't want to just like willy-nilly
rip off somebody else's stuff.
Yeah, because then, like I said, I'm not putting any effort into that.
To go back to the machinist, so when we think about automation, we tend to, we have this. So with automation, we tend to think, oh, the robots is going to take everything. So like Tyler said, there are some industries that are going to take years, maybe hundreds of years before a machine does everything. Now, like I said, services jobs will be taken away, but I do believe that there will be a transition period. And then, I think we're going to be moving away from, like when people go to school now, they're not going to be wanting to be like, I guess the liberal arts won't see as much of an influx, but it'll be more of the trades, medical, trading, and science, STEM fields pretty much taking a big hold, because once automation happens, why would I need and I'm not saying that like there's not a section for it, but like why would I need somebody? Why would I need to teach somebody to flip a burger, or why would I need somebody to teach math when this computer can do it?
Yeah, and that's just something that I'm seeing a lot of people talking about with like I guess kind of Jeff Bezos and some of these other captains of industry, Elon Musk, that they are kind of starting to embrace this universal basic income, which seems like a very left-wing idea. There's actually a very real risk that it could be used
to track us,
and to
take away
us as well,
liberties too.
Because then if you have a population of people that is subsisting on this, very honestly low amount of monthly income, and then you have all these jobs that are automated, which I think is a very real risk of something happening in the next few decades.
Yeah, because I think this is their ultimate,
setting up a dystopia.
Yeah, I think this is the globalist ultimate goal, to control everybody. Because like me and Tyler discussed, China has the perfect system where like it's capitalism but like restrictions. So
of course, and actually China's I would say that China's restrictions on capitalism are actually looser than they are in like a lot of Western countries. But they have figured out how to
control the people.
Mix the kind of market economy with the social authoritarianism. And unfortunately, I just think that we're heading more and more in that direction. And in the United States in particular.
So I guess the way I could explain this, like with UBI, I kind of support it, but then I don't, because paper money. I wish I had $1, but like,
well, we got
props.
A fake dollar.
Okay, so this right here, let's say it's $100 bill. If I could be a murderer, a rapist, a killer, but if I give Tyler this $100 bill, the $100 bill still holds its value, no matter whose hand it goes through. if the government starts giving us money, implementation of UBI, what's to say that the government won't shut down their account if we say something that that whoever's in office, like let's say Donald Trump starts releasing universal basic income, what's to say they can't shut down our accounts because we made a Facebook post? And
that is a very real risk.
Yeah.
And we're actually kind of starting to see, I mean, that is obviously what they do in China.
Yeah. Like how would
even
you
though
guys,
they don't have Facebook.
yeah, how would you guys feel if you had to live by a social score where everything you say, like it gets points, and if you don't have a certain amount of points, then you can't spend money that you have? That is the society I feel like we're going to, and let me show you in real time right now how we're slowly moving towards that. A perfect example right now is the corn shortage. I don't believe that we have a corn shortage. Ain't no way. There's no way we have a corn shortage in this country. Now they're wanting to make people use debit cards. See, and a debit card is going to be the
trackable.
Debit card is going to be the new Social Security. Now, actually, bank accounts will. Social Security failed because some people just won't apply for it. Now, with a bank account, with a universal basic income, everybody wants money.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me who doesn't want money.
Right.
So what that's going to do is going to force everybody that doesn't have a Social Security number to get a Social Security number and a bank account. And then next thing you know, they have tracks. They can see when you made a purchase, where you made a purchase, who you made a purchase from. If you're sending money to people, they can see who you sent that money to. What's this? Like, banks will let the government know. So I really do believe that we should not go digital, 100% digital.
Yeah,
because that will
I think that could only work best in a very like a actual democratic state. Okay, let's some chat question to catch up on. I was hoping to hear that if y'all maybe thought about those people with jobs, like some companies teach and train their employees to do something new and similar.
And actually, we were just talking about that.
Yeah.
So a college is gonna, I won't say college is obsolete, but it's kind of obsolete.
It's
too slow.
It's declining, and it is too slow
because these big companies, these Fortune 500 companies like Apple, Samsung, Amazon, Walmart, they're on the bleeding edge of technology. College, if I want to get an engineering degree, it's going to take me like 8 years, right? 4+ years, because I got to get experience. These companies can't wait 4 to 8 years for a college to teach these kids something and hopefully get them. So these companies are just going to teach them themselves. And in real time right now, McDonald's has a McDonald's University where they actually train their employees to become future managers, to manage future McDonald's places. What's to say Apple is not going to say, okay, screw you, college. I don't have time to wait 2 years. You guys are doing it too long. I'm going to get my team of engineers who have field of expertise in this, and we can teach these kids how to code in 6 months. And we already see that because companies are slowly implementing new roles to teach kids. We have coding classes that you can literally do by yourself, a monthly subscription, and bam, there you go, you're learning. We have like Nebula and stuff like that too, that are slowly teaching kids, without the traditional sense of going to school. I really do believe that the next form of education is going to be going through going through a company. And we can see this now with healthcare. How are you going to get healthcare? You need to go to work to get healthcare, and hope that your job has that.
Which is a very
sad,
unfortunate reality of living in America. And my hope is that can change in the very near future. CJ, I mean, who posts their opinion online anyway? That's why I just post pictures and leave.
Yeah, but yeah. Well, a lot of people are just very opinionated online.
I guess so. I mean, I don't
go on Facebook.
I've been posting less political stuff lately, but I had a big Aaron Anim8orkid company already. Smith and Nephew is a global company, which the building I work in is the one making the most money. CJ, the media is truly mind controlling. If I say Tyler eats babies, people are actually going to believe that. Yeah, it is very easy to spread a lie.
Yeah, the media is just really, America is just a big illusion. Like we think that we have choices, but we don't. Democrats and Republicans are each bought out by large corporations. If you Democrats are sheeps in wolf clothing, and Republicans are just freaking wolves. They don't care. They don't care because they know that their base is heavily conservative. So whatever they say, anti-climate change, their base is going to eat it up.
Yeah.
Democrats will say, yeah, we want to save the economy. We want to save the climate. But then if you actually look at Nancy Pelosi's track sheet, she actually declined. They both actually reached a bipartisan decision to decline climate change.
There's so many like Democrats that are not on board with the Green New Deal, which you can make specific criticisms of it, but just the concept of investing in public infrastructure to help fight climate change, that's something we should have done yesterday.
Yeah.
And so
we won't learn until it's too late. And by the time it's too late, it's nothing we can do.
The Biden-Harris campaign, I think, has like donors, major donors that are part of the fossil fuel, like oil and gas industry, or at least the ethanol industry.
Yeah.
So it's, our politicians are not going to be where we see the change.
And even with companies too, guys, like we have like the largest, we had this conversation, like phone companies, right? There's only Verizon, I think AT&T,
then Sprint,
which was bought out by T-Mobile.
Yeah, so Sprint, T-Mobile.
So let me tell you guys something. These four companies are all that we have in the communication service, and they have subsidiaries. Like TracFone Wireless is a subsidiary of AT&T. Simple Mobile is a subsidiary of AT&T. Boost Mobile is a subsidiary of T-Mobile now. Used to be a subsidiary of Sprint. So we really don't have choice. It's just the illusion of choice. Like these companies are just so big.
Yeah,
they make sister companies to handle their stuff.
There's like 6 companies that own all news media.
Yeah, that is scary.
I think this is in reference to something we said earlier, Hulu account, but it's going to happen. The digital is the new future. It was bound to happen. As far as college tech school is honestly the way to go. I think that like I said, just kind of colleges and universities and preps, not prep schools, but like you said, tech schools that are kind of focused towards one particular field or the other, where it gets specialized. I think that is where you get some of the best training.
Okay. I know who. Okay, yes, I know who this one is. She texted me now on real time. Hello. And interesting question. I'm gonna say what she said. So she told me, everyone knows there's no coin shortage, but we're just following along with our conditioned minds to not revolt against what's being told to us. Very, very true. So we just chill and accept whatever. Really, really true.
CJ, I think America is one big company. If people just focus on what they like to do and how you're talented would affect your future, everybody wouldn't have to die hard, try and get famous to be happy. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a competition, I think, just to survive. And that's the unfortunate part. And kind of tying that in with the other comments, like we were talking about this earlier, I've got a degree, a bachelor's degree in communication from the University of Memphis for like film and video production. And increasingly, my friends and I that have the same degree, we're kind of finding in the field that we're trying to break into, which is struggling right now, but is expected to grow over the next decade. We're finding that degree is becoming less and less valuable because
technology.
Well, and not just that, but like the business aspect of it. I mean, a lot of these people, whether you're part of a union or even if you're an actual producer and above the line kind of talent or crew member, you don't need a degree in filmmaking.
Because shoot, there are really talented people out here that don't have a degree for anything. Like you can teach yourself math, you can teach yourself high level calculus with just by going on Google, So. But I think what they're looking for is the experience.
Yeah, and we've been fortunate, and before the pandemic hit, to have kind of gotten our foot in the door a little bit with the local industry in particular. College has students stressing, and for what? To not get job offers after they graduate. Exactly.
Yeah.
To not be working in your field. YouTube is the new college. Honestly, I mean, the internet is definitely driving education. Today. Sound of Terraria. Hi, it's me again. Hello. I hope I'm not disappointing you too much by not delivering the content that I had said I was going to. But like I said,
we will keep you entertained with the new content. We promise. I
do have plans for a bunch of the different channels that I'm operating right now. Democrats and Republicans are two evils that lead people to believe that one is a lesser evil of the two.
Wow,
and
that's
politics really doesn't care about the lower class, and people still support them. Yeah,
that's very true.
It's very unfortunate because and I'm still kind of like, I'm not voting. I would never vote for Donald Trump. Obviously, like that just it's too far gone.
It's too far gone, guys.
As far as who I will vote for in November, since I live in Tennessee, it's a red state. I have more leeway with my vote. But as far as like, I think the big reason Biden won the Democratic nomination is because you had a bunch of people who were just kind of nostalgic for the Obama years, and just associate him with stability, even though Obama had a lot of failings in his presidency, many of which
were because of the Senate, though. Yeah,
were because of Congress, but also many of which were because of his own shortcomings.
Yeah.
And dare I say inexperience. Just because he was a junior senator when he got elected, that led to this. Springtime, regular viewer, Star Trek fan that's joined me for a bunch of the previous live streams. He was very instrumental in helping me with a bunch of YouTube scripts. So good to have you in the chat. What if with your talent work for yourself, therefore you can achieve it without relying on people to put you in places? And I think look for talent.
I think we do have that. I think we do have that, CJ. I just think right now it's just so hard because money speaks. If you're not bringing in the most money, because like with talent, well, let me rephrase what I'm about to say. If we look at the richest people in the world, right? They were talented. They found a problem and they found a solution to it, right? So I'm not trying to say that, not every billionaire is a bad person. Some of them worked really hard. I think what happens is that when they get awarded all these billions of dollars, they tend to lose sight of what they really came from.
Yeah, and go ahead.
Because like let's say I become a billionaire, right? And I came from nothing. And it's kind of messed up, but I'm not going to want my kids to experience the hardships I went through. So I'm going to raise a generation of kids that don't know what it's like to be poor. They don't know what it's like to have to work, because you don't want that for your kids. So you're going to work hard as hell to make sure they don't get that. And I think when these kids grow up, they fail to realize like, hey, dad was broke. He was this guy.
Yeah.
I think when we tend to look at these billionaires, we need to look at what made them come up, because not a lot of them had a silver spoon in their mouth. You know?
And of course, a lot of them did have like a lot of assistance and capital. Even from within their own family. I think really the problem with a lot of billionaires, especially like the ones you were talking about, who are less of a problem but are still part of the problem in some ways, is that just the sheer amount of dollars that they have, and it's not liquid cash, but their assets and wealth just keeps growing. It's at a pace that is
they just can't even control themselves.
It's much large. Yeah, it's much larger than it should be, and it is mainly because of just kind of the political setup. I mean, and the economic structure, where you have the inequality of like the lower class working people, the 99%, so to speak, who are just trying to get by, and then these people who have all these hordes of wealth that they don't even
know what to do.
Know what to do with. And there are people, some people like Bill Gates, who will donate it to charity, but even that's not enough. So we need some kind of systemic reform, I think.
Sound
of Terraria. I really hope I'm not the only one that is into those instrumentals.
No,
you're not. I mean, like I said, I'm trying to deliver more ERB content. I don't want to disappoint you. If you can maybe point me to some specific video game rap battles, because I have to say I haven't watched them as much as the main series, since it's a fan series. But like, if there's specific ones you want me to look into, I can definitely do that. Springtime, do you think that the world as a whole is in a period of political upheaval? I think that's an understatement. I get, of course, you're talking about the world as a whole, not just the United States.
I think so. Yeah,
I do think the world is also in a
but I think it's because we're more aware of things. Technology is neutral. We make it bad or good. And pretty much what I think is going on is just with the advent of technology, you can't, like, at this point now, government, they hate technology because they can't censor things. People can make a VPN and get through all of their stuff. So with the new information coming out, people are just more aware of what's going on around the world. That's why they're protesting.
The fact that VPNs work and are so prevalent is one of the has got to be really annoying for governments. Have you Mortal Kombat versus Street Fighter? I'll definitely look into that. Like I said, I want to try and see what content there is that somebody hasn't already uploaded.
And that's a good point that Springtime had made.
Have you heard about the Ethiopian Renaissance Dam and the possible war between Ethiopia and Egypt?
Looking it up right now because I'm kind of ignorant to that. So I think
we might have kind of discussed that before. I feel like there's some, I don't know, the news definitely wouldn't cover something like that, the mainstream news, but I mean, it's weird to think about. There are some of these countries that are having like kind of more regional issues that just don't get this much coverage, and it's really, really important. And another example that kind of reminds me of is India and Pakistan. I mean, shit, they could have a nuclear exchange any minute now, and that's really scary because we think of these states that like we've tried to, and U.S. and Russia have tried to decrease our nuclear arsenal, whereas other states are gaining nuclear weapons. Not my name. Hey guys, this is one of our early viewers from last year coming in. Good to see you. Good to have you in the chat.
I think just later down the years, you're probably going to see like climate wars.
Yeah, climate wars.
China's running out of water at a rapid pace right now. So it's California too. So it's just a matter of time before we start like what's going to happen is that the countries that are able to self-sustain themselves, like me and Tyler talked about this, will probably like isolate themselves.
Yeah,
because they're just so big to fail.
So yeah, countries I can definitely see kind of like Japan, the UK. No, I'm not saying that they're necessarily like self-sufficient as of now, and it could be difficult in some ways, especially for like Japan, because they're losing population to become self-sufficient. But theoretically, like a lot of these island nations and a lot of these countries that have these strong economies and these rising economies in the future can kind of isolate themselves, and we're going to see a continued rise in nationalism. We've seen it in Europe, we've seen it in the United States, we've seen it in Asia, and it happens in Africa, it's happening in South America with Brazil right now. So yeah, I just think that shit's going to get a lot worse.
Yeah, it's going to be a really ugly time, guys.
Yeah, the rising economies I think are going to be Japan, the UK, Brazil, India, Russia, Canada, and the last two particularly because they're going to become agricultural powers in the future.
Wow, it's springtime. That's a very good.
China is currently building a series of dams in the Himalayas in the hopes of literally choking off India's water supply and possibly making them into a puppet state at best, or starting nuclear war. I did not know that they were doing that. I knew that they were
having tensions in the Himalayas.
Yeah, I knew that they were
shooting at each other.
Yeah, like Nepal is listed as a client state of China, and according to a lot of sources, and so that's interesting because
nuclear war with India. That's
India
a lot of bloodshed.
Yeah, India is definitely going to be.
It's because it's booming.
One of the more contentious areas. Yeah,
but I see because like. I'm thinking about what companies are there and what they can do to lobby things. I think they're mad because, Apple is one of China's like biggest manufacturers, and Samsung, Foxconn, and all of those. So I'm pretty sure that they're like with the coronavirus, it really showed companies. It really was a big middle finger to companies saying, stop relying on China so goddamn much. So now if you notice, we're seeing car industries move to India. We're seeing certain corporations move their manufacturing to third world countries, and it's a good thing because that's extra money for them. It's to help build the infrastructure, but then again, it's
at the same time it's causing this just huge loss in the Western countries. So it's really about finding that balance. Springtime in Star Trek, 600 million deaths. Just saying.
God, that's
World War III.
World War III. Yeah, sounds about right, man.
Unfortunately. I really think we can't rule out anything
Yeah,
like that in
we
the
can't.
future time frame, because, like I said, some of these states in East Asia, for example, like India and Pakistan and China. Also, theoretically, if North Korea or Iran were to become nuclear powers, I believe Israel is a nuclear power.
Yeah, they
So-
would. Yeah, they would hate if Iran. Well, I mean, does Iran have nuclear?
Well, there's conflicting reports. I really don't think they do, because that's
Yeah.
The
Because they wouldn't
IAEA
mess with them that much.
was monitoring, and that was what the Iran deal was actually for, and of course Trump gutted that along with other things that Obama did, but like the Iran deal was put in place so that they could do inspections,
So they won't build.
so they won't build it because they are using it for their nuclear power grid, and obviously.
Because there was a
You can-
covert mission where they put a software in Iran's nuclear facility, and for like weeks it was just reading data and numbers,
Mhm.
and it spewed out those right numbers, but then it was like a dormant software to just be chill, and then later they activated it and it screwed up their entire nuclear facility. Like their centrifuges were like way off like what they're supposed to be, and it just shut them down.
CJ Studio. Well, let's just hope technology would fix all that.
Technology, what I think is going to happen, CJ, is that technology is going to advance, but our understanding of it is going to, and technology will be like this, and our understanding is going to be like slow.
Yeah.
And with politics and all too, I think it's really going to stagnate how we implement technology. I think it's going to stagnate how we implement technology, but it's going to benefit our lives. Imagine living in a society where like, you can freaking travel to the store in like 2.6 seconds, but like it's kind of hard to like get basic stuff because politics.
Yeah. That's unfortunately a path that we're kind of trending towards right now. Meantime, Turkey is really starting to become a military power in the world. Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
They are really.
It used to be the Ottoman Empire. So.
Yeah, because Tayyip Erdogan, who's the authoritarian leader of Turkey, I mean, he is, just kind of cracking down and really is trying to make them into like a regional power.
Yeah.
I really am surprised that they haven't gotten kicked out of NATO yet.
Yeah.
They're technically a part of NATO. South Africa, of all countries, is the only one to remove from service its nuclear weapons in 1994.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we're seeing kind of a reversal of the denuclearization, and this time it's a bunch of small states
making them
that are making them
because they feel afraid, they feel threatened, they feel squished. I mean, like you gotta think about it. America really hasn't done the world justice building a bunch of military bases.
No.
Because like your enemy at that point is just like, yeah, damn, G, like you're right there. Like, because we all see what Russia tried to do with Cuba. That didn't end so well with them.
No, and then when we do it to them,
it's just like, bro, you can't do that because I'm better.
We're like, why are they upset? Well, you
got a freaking nuke aim right at their face.
Yeah, like, it's just like Russia or the United States continuing to build up forces in like the Black Sea and on the in like the Baltic states.
Mm-hmm. Really, they're gonna start building stuff near China now because they just don't want China.
And on the the Korean border and everything. So like we wonder why other countries are mad at us. Well, like take a hint,
I know. like what country has a military base here? None.
Yeah. So like it's just. We are the world's sole superpower, and I think that
maybe for right now,
it's for now it's declining for sure. But like, it's not. There are a lot of negatives that come out of that need to be addressed.
Tyler said a really good thing, Springtime. Like we were talking about, what if like the only reason we made nuclear weapons was because we were at a height of war.
Yeah, so like we were talking about the Trinity test earlier.
Yeah.
Or actually not the Trinity test, but the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. I think one of the reasons that was actually they went through with that was because, and this is from what I've read, that they were trying to help justify the expense of the Manhattan Project, and so they needed to demonstrate this in war. And unfortunately, hundreds of thousands of innocent civilians that had nothing to do with it perished. But if it hadn't been that, some people have said that, you know, there's a concern that, you know, we might have used a nuclear bomb in Korea or Germany or Vietnam. That would have been horrible.
Yeah.
So knowing the power of a nuclear weapon is valuable knowledge to have. I just think, I don't know. Hindsight is,
This is how we obtain that knowledge.
Yeah, is you know, affects the way we look at a lot of decisions, but
and also like the
it was wrong.
Yeah, and like, you know, I wouldn't say nuclear weapons is a smart. Well, yeah, you are right about that, but
the poor man's smart bomb.
It's just the way that like the nukes were like the advent of a nuclear bomb only happened because we were at a time of war, and we were just racing to build the strongest, best, most destructive weapon at the time.
Yeah.
What if the situation was different? What if we were building nuclear weapons to, let's say, get as much energy we needed to people's houses? Then we would have seen a very different trend. But because, and it's sad to say, war helps speeds up technological advance.
In some ways, it absolutely does. I mean, not just weapons, but like other
communications. Yeah,
communications.
The radio was invented because of war. Like,
and so like you know, airplanes were helped along by World War I.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, you know, communications. You know, just a lot of technologies were helped along by war. Xander, good to see you, man. I haven't talked to you in a long time. This has been a wild friggin' year, hasn't it? Oh my god.
Yeah, it has been a wild year.
Yeah.
I'm currently talking to some of you guys in real time on Snapchat. So if I'm looking at my phone, it's just because I'm answering some of you guys' questions too. So
I think I'll be doing that too. Springtime says Turkey, India, and Japan and South Korea are in a good position to become superpowers in a 21st century sort of way. Yeah. Economic superpowers. We were talking about that earlier. I mean, Japan and South Korea in particular are two of the most technologically advanced countries on Earth. You know, it's not going to be surprising to see that happen. Just because of the decline of the West in a lot of ways, or mostly the United States, because there are other Western countries, like I said, that are going to benefit from everything going on.
Another thing too, like what we don't know, and after this, I'm going to hit the restroom real quick, but
I got you.
Russia is going to be the agriculture superpower of the world in the next 100 years. If global warming, when global warming finally takes its shape and melt all the ice caps, we will not be a superpower anymore. Russia will control probably, I want to say, maybe 40% of the food supply. Antarctica too.
It's hard for me to put a
number on it,
but they are definitely going to become an agricultural superpower, and they're going to have access to like shipping lanes in the Arctic.
Yes, when all that ice melts, man, Russia's going to be
Have you seen Star Trek Lower Decks? Yes, I have. The new animated series. I think it's pretty funny.
Commercial break, guys. I'm going to the restroom.
Yeah. Lower Decks is funny. I mean, it's not. I do think, especially in the earlier episodes, one of the kind of shortcomings of it was I think a lot of the humor was just referential, and a lot of it was some people have said kind of low effort. It's not groundbreaking. It's not revolutionary, but it is entertaining. It's it's good to see that there are people who are making that kind of content that are like, there is a risk with fans taking control of some of these franchises, but in a lot of ways it can work well to produce content that's maybe in some ways a commentary on the previous entries in the franchise, which I think Lower Decks does serve kind of a function of, or just telling different stories. So I think the setting is neat. The design and the look of it is I'm glad to see that they kind of carried over that inspiration from the Next Generation. It looks really it's cool to look at. It's colorful. The animation, I think the animation is pretty good. Again, it's not like top tier or anything, but there's definitely inspiration to it. Game Lover 882, this is Xander, but if the ice melts, they will be slightly more vulnerable. That is also true. So I think the Arctic is going to become militarized, for one thing.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, what did I miss?
I was just talking about lower decks. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
What I like, yeah, it could be a well, shoot, if the Arctic melts, I just know America's gonna be screwed. Like every coastal city in the world's gonna be screwed, and everything's gonna be moving inland. Now, I really do believe that Russia will they won't be a superpower. I wouldn't say they'll be like a military superpower, but they sure as hell will have a lot of leverage on trading. Because if the Arctic Sea is like free, because what is it? The Baltics is one of their main ports, but that thing's frozen like what, 8 months out the year?
Scandinavia.
Yeah, Scandinavia. They will just have more maritime trading. But another thing too, I think what we should focus on is
Antarctica for sure.
Because nobody claims Antarctica. So just the Dutch.
That
was like 300 years.
There are some claims on Antarctica. In fact, I got a map up here. There's like, we'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different countries, 7 different countries that have claims on it, but they're like tentative claims.
Yeah,
a lot of it's left over from like 19th century exploration.
They're like, yeah, we'll get this land when everything else is messed up, because like we don't know if there's oil in Antarctica. God damn.
I mean, it was a continent that at one time in Earth's history, millions of years ago, was
part of
temperate.
Nice.
Springtime without the North Pole ice, it will become the new transport and resource frontier between the USA, Canada, Denmark, Russia, and probably Norway and the UK. I think that's accurate because they're all right there. They all have like borders, like territory that is in that part of the world.
That's just if we don't kill each other by that time, because with that just gives Russia so much leverage that they did not have. So just golly, I just see a society where like all the elites are just like, we don't want to die yet. We're really greedy, so all of our brains are just gonna be backed up. So
Springtime says, not the United States of all things in Antarctica. Please.
Yeah, God, that would be so bad.
That would just be the final blow. Because technically, like, there are like, it's protected.
Yeah,
it's protected from like exploitation. It's an area for scientific research and everything, and it should stay that way.
Yeah,
but I don't think it's going to.
Yeah, man, bro, if they find diamonds in there, for God of all things, anything that can make money out of penguins, bro. Guys, like, I'm just telling you, like, it's just so funny to see how rich people can just find something and be like, bro, we're gonna sell that. Like,
yeah.
So,
yeah.
When you're really smart, you can poke fun of all the dumb things other smart people do. So.
Yeah. Trump did say he did try and buy Greenland. I was going to mention something about that earlier.
Let's think about that though. Like, if he did buy Greenland, how would that benefit us? Like, how would
we would just be that much closer to the Arctic, shipping access, natural resources. It would be an example of colonialism. Of course, Denmark owning it is already, but like, Denmark did say that they're not selling, and good for them, because like don't give in to his stupid demands.
Another thing I want to ask the chat. So because we were talking about superpowers, so China is, like, we were talking about colonialism. So what China's been doing, they've been buying off ports in Africa. And they know that these countries cannot pay back the loans.
Yeah.
So how do you guys feel? Because like eventually, like, let's say, what happens when you don't pay the bank back? They take your shit. So
yeah.
What I think is going to happen, and this is how I think China is going to become the superpower, is that they're going to buy up damn near majority of the world's ports. And these countries are going to be just so in debt to them that they just got to let China stay there. How do you guys feel about that?
The U.S. did offer to buy Greenland from Denmark in the 50s, but they said no.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think I was reading it was, I think it was also maybe, I don't know if this was a separate instance, but like during / right after World War II, because the United States built a military installation on Greenland, if I am not mistaken, and Denmark also was not interested. Get Sousy, I suppose the alternative is war. Oh, the United States is very good at that. So.
Yeah. But this time with war though, like we just might not win. I don't like we would like technologically we would win because these other countries they still got weapons from like the 50s and still from the Cold War, and we are advanced technologically, like weapon wise.
It's interesting that you say that because like there is, I guess, because the United States likes to overestimate its successes in war. I mean, we're still in Afghanistan, even though we accomplished the mission technically, but like, Vietnam is a perfect example. Like we lost that war, and there was a window of time, I would say probably from maybe starting with the American Civil War where the North, won that conflict. And then you have like the Spanish American War and then World War I, World War II, and the Korean, well, not the Korean War, but we were successful in those. The Korean War was a stalemate, but then from Vietnam onwards, other countries are getting better than us at winning. And so it's just, we overextend ourselves too much. In Africa, one controversial ally back in the 80s, now a Chinese ally in South Africa. So I know there was like Angola was a communist state in Africa. I think there's like some other nations in Africa that are kind of in the Chinese sphere of influence. I think
Nigeria is one of them.
Zimbabwe.
Shoot, you gotta be a billionaire to live good in Zimbabwe, man. Like
their currency's collapsed
so bad, guys. Like I was watching this one channel. It was like, you can move to Zimbabwe where you a millionaire, but you got to be a billionaire to get a loaf of bread. I was like, golly.
God.
Investors are going to be like, invest. So
yeah. Here, I'll be right back. So, Lewis, you manned the chat.
Got you, guys. So, guys, how's it going? I'm just joking. Have any interesting questions you would like to leave in the chat, let me know, I'll answer. And it doesn't have to be always about politics. You guys think that how do you guys feel like if this is out there, if we ever do contact like life besides Earth? Like for me, the one thing that I hope gets solved is like if we do find life outside of Earth, then that's going to question religion really, really heavily, because religion, like, does that mean that there is a bunch of other Jesuses in other Earths? What have I been doing lately? Really just working. Just been saving up. I'm like, since I'm not working as much as I used to, I can I got some free time, so I can do these live streams with Tyler, and I'm trying to make some more content from my videos. But I just had a birthday, September 22nd, 22 years old. My baby brother's birthday was on the 23rd, so I bought him some stuff. But other than that, I've just been hanging out with the boys, the pros. Thank you so much, CJ. But really, I just been hanging out with people I really consider close, and I just been really happy with them. It's been good. But back to the alien thing, though, I feel like we find life outside of Earth, then like we gotta like. I want to know how religion's gonna deal with that, because like they always talk about how like Jesus came to Earth to save us. I personally think it would be kind of funny, if not ironic, if aliens came to Earth and thought that we were magical beings in touch with the universal spirit or something like that. Just bro, they're gonna see us and be like, like, bro, they're gonna be like, you guys won't even have a force field yet. Like, so
yeah. Speaking of life on other planets, I don't know if somebody already mentioned this, but like Venus actually found evidence of the phosphine gas, which is produced normally by organic life, and in the concentrations that
because it's in the atmosphere.
It's in the atmosphere, and so they think that it could be microbes in the clouds. I would say, why not? Yeah, it would be kind of funny if we just confirmed it on Venus before we did on Mars, because people have been, Mars is the less inhospitable of the two.
Yeah.
Aliens weren't mentioned in the Bible.
I'm dead.
Yeah.
but if we find them, what are all the religious people gonna say? Like that's just gonna be some mind-blowing stuff. Bro, do not show the aliens internet. Keep that ish bias, bliss. Oh God, dude. Bro, we ever contact aliens, bro, the memes are gonna be so no. Me and Tyler were talking about this. We were like, bro, any incident that happens in the world, bro, like we could have a whole world like a ICBM could be 30 minutes away from America. Like the memes are gonna just be off the charts. They're gonna be like, bro, I was trying to go to work, but like I guess I gotta call out because the ICBM's about to hit. Like it's a bad way to cope, but that's how they're gonna do it.
Yeah,
I can see that. And that's so sad, but
yeah, it's
good thing I live in Memphis though. Like New Yorkers are gonna be like ICBM. Oh my god. Oh man, because you can already see it now. Like freaking, like memes came out after Kobe passed away. You know, like right after. Like, oh my goodness, like the internet's just a meme place.
Oh,
if the aliens saw the internet, my goodness, they'll wipe us out. Like. No, they probably won't even come. They'd be like, "British folks."
They would just
Dyson spear.
They would just like skip over us because we're not even worth talking to.
Yeah. It's just so cool to think about that though. Like, I really want to like, and then like, another thing too, like when technology gets really advanced, like I want to know like the philosophical aspect of like consciousness because Neuralink, which Elon Musk debuted a few weeks ago. One guy asked them, could this help find out consciousness? And the way the guy answered it was like this. He said, the neuron interactions, the neuroscientists can see the neuron interactions via neuron flares, but we just don't know where that path leads to. And he said, once it's like a chart, X and Y. Once we figure out the Y, there we go. That sent chills down my spine. Like we can figure out consciousness and where it derives from. So
Xander says, if aliens found us first, we've already lost. Because
true.
I do think. Well, I mean, I think we probably are going to confirm life on another planet this century, like microbial life. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Just because I do think it's out there. As far as contacting intelligences, we will see.
No, I heard like the Fermi paradox was saying, the reason that we haven't, like this universe, the observers, which is us, like we will never be able to find life just because, gosh, I'm trying to remember how the Fermi paradox went.
It's basically the idea of like, why haven't we seen them yet?
Yeah.
And
is it because we are the only ones here, or is it because there's nothing else?
I think that the best answer, and there's videos about this. I think Kurzgesagt might have a video about this, but like the best answer that I've seen is that we have to understand that the human species has existed for a very short period of time in the universe's history. 200,000 years is a very short period of time in cosmic timescales, and also the distances involved, and they may be too far away.
There may not be technologically advanced too. Because even if we send out radio signals that we send out now, back then, even if we did encounter life, they're seeing us from the 1930s. So when they see us, they're like, damn, these niggas slow. So
they're seeing the 1936 Olympics in Nazi Germany. Or whatever.
They're probably hearing Hitler right now, like create a speech.
And then after that, I Love Lucy. And sorry, but I dislike memes. I know not all is bad, but I just get it just gets unfunny quick.
Yeah, because like meme pages, I feel like all the meme pages on Instagram and I go on Instagram. They're just all linked, dude. Like. Because I'll see one meme like pop up and then another meme page just quickly follow. So I think it's just one person in their basement like doing that.
Yeah, I get my memes from very specific sources.
Yeah, I try. Some like I got one really good meme page. Cannot tell because it's quality content, but it's private. Got lucky to get it.
Got a couple chats from Springtime I want to catch up on.
All right.
What I mean is that in the first world, it is popular to view the less developed as more in touch with nature or such things. Yeah, that is a good point.
Wow, that is so true. Wow.
Also, did anyone else hear about the grab for Africa? If aliens were to make the effort to get to the solar system, we are in big trouble, even if they don't want to invade us.
Yeah, because just the disease that they have.
Yeah.
Like their common cold might just wipe us all out.
Xander says they might not have, or we don't have the resources to reach them reach each other. Yeah, I mean, it's certainly not yet, and I do think it's going to be a very long time before we do.
Yeah.
Unlike Star Trek, unfortunately, I just don't see us getting there as quickly.
Well, I mean, like with the end. Well, I mean, right now, quantum computers could help us, but right now, like the quantum computers we got take up quantum computers now are what computers were in the 30s, taking up a whole room.
Even in the 60s, taking up a whole room, like I said.
So,
Wolfwood, intelligent, sentient life was a fluke. We're probably alone in the galaxy, at least. It's very possible that we are, I think.
Yeah, but I just don't believe...
Same way that we don't see time travelers if they are not here. Time traveling was never invented because it isn't possible scientifically.
Huh.
I got a lot of thoughts about that.
Yeah.
I tend to agree with that. As far as the aliens, I do think it is possible that we are alone in the galaxy because the galaxy, even though the galaxy is very big, 100 billion stars, if you apply the Drake equation, it's possible to get it narrowed down to where we are the only intelligent civilization in the galaxy. The universe is too big, I think, for there not to be other intelligences.
Yeah, I mean, like maybe in our star system we're like the only one.
Yeah, but and also, like I said, the time scale that we're dealing with, because the universe is 13.8 billion years old.
Yeah.
We're only here now,
200,
just coincidentally. So, but we also haven't found any megastructures either. So it's an unsolved mystery.
Yeah.
And as far as the time travelers,
that is very good. Yeah,
I do think it's also possible that there could be, if it again, it also assumes that we don't go extinct, but like if we do make it to the future where time travel becomes feasible in some way, shape, or form, I think the physics are going to be way too advanced
for us to comprehend.
And they may, by that time they may be able to like cloak themselves or something.
Because like you got to think about it. Like when we hear people say crazy things, like I had a dream, because like when we think of time travel, we really think about people going back in time, like physically going back in time. What if it's not like that? What if it's more like an astral thing, more like a mind thing, where it's like
they actually touch upon that in Fringe, where they talk about like deja vu being the result of glimpses from other universes. Of course, the real life explanation is that
the brain,
it's a disconnect in the it's a accidental neurochemical reaction in the brain.
But it's a good let me see, we're reading
SpaceX, other companies actively planning and going to the moon and Mars. Do you think there will be a grab for the moon, Mars, Venus, possibly Jupiter?
Of course,
100%.
They're gonna militarize the hell out of
even the National Geographic Mars TV show that they did, that's kind of like a fictionalized version of what a Mars mission would look like. The NASA and ESA and Japanese astronauts from the government agencies are dealing with all these private corporations on Mars. I do think that's going to happen, especially with like mining and stuff like that.
In regards to worlds, alternate dimensions. See, now this is the field of physics. We just we got what's crazy about science is we got the math that proves that this stuff exists, but we just don't have the technology to actually see it for ourselves. And I think that's just the hard thing, because back then, quantum physics, what was it that they were saying, that light was able to go to a wave, right? And that was oh my God, how is light a wave? We didn't know it could do that. So, and now we know why it does that, because it's at a quantum scale. Yeah. So I say, when we get the technology to actually observe these things, then we'll be able to see, because the math is there that proves it can work. We just don't know how to do it yet.
Yeah. I don't want to skip over these chats from Get Sousy. People often confuse infinity as a means of saying if it's possible, it's out there, whereas truth is it either is or is not. The possibility is there, but not confirmed. All like Schrodinger.
I think we're just scared of being alone.
I think and that actually kind of gets to the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics, which some people use to say that means that fictional worlds actually exist. That's not necessarily true, because just like you were saying, it is possible, but it doesn't mean that it actually manifests. I do think that fictional worlds could become real as simulations, though. And in regards to alien worlds, alternate dimensions, etc., maybe we may be the only life now, but in a couple billion years, we might have giant enemy spiders.
Probably. I mean,
Yeah. I don't know what the name of that fallacy is either. What if dreams are real and reality is an illusion?
probably is. I mean, like when you get to the quantum state,
Reality is subjective.
yeah,
In some way. Now, that doesn't mean objective reality doesn't exist,
Yeah.
but subjective reality also exists.
Mhm.
It's not exactly having the math to prove it. It's like thought experiments, multiverse is an actual hypothesis, although not certain. Almost certainly not real. I couldn't say almost certainly not real because I think there's some ways that we could test it.
yeah.
But it is unconfirmed and it is a hypothesis.
Mm-hmm. The thing about parallel universes is that isn't such is the grass is always green on the other side, but at the end, I think most people would prefer
their own universe. Yeah. So, for example,
Mm.
again, I go back to Fringe. Like, you know, a lot of people that live in that universe, even though it has all this environmental degradation and everything,
Yeah,
they call it home and they know it and they're familiar with it. Just like I don't think I would want to, you know, I don't know if I necessarily want to live in a universe where, you know, like some things might be
kind of different. Yeah,
different, maybe even better. I mean, I would love to live in a better world. Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
But like, you know,
You're
you have to think of
what's
the
home.
unintended consequences of that.
Yeah.
So, for example,
You could be a billionaire, but like addicted to heroin.
like if 9/11 didn't happen, then we wouldn't.
Yeah.
You know, media in the entire new millennium would change. For example, that's one thing to consider.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that 9/11 was good.
Yeah. But it's the way they.
But it's just that
how information is going to be put out there. Yeah.
Two possibilities exist: either we are alone in the universe, or we are not. Both are equally terrifying. Arthur C. Clarke.
True.
Yeah. You know, it's sad. I have no idea what quantum physics mean to me. It's just a word that movie writers use to explain science stuff.
So I guess we could.
It is a buzzword that that movie writers use to explain science, impossible science stuff. But I guess quantum mechanics. I think you've got a pretty good grasp on this, so I'll give this to you.
So pretty much with quantum mechanics is that we have two types of physics. We have classical physics, where calculus-based physics is to see like this, for instance. You know, there's an equation where I could see like how much the wave is. Okay?
Yeah, classical physics that can determine and describe macro scale events.
Yeah. Now, quantum physics explains the things that we can't see, like the positions of atoms, or like, you know, why is it that when I shoot a laser light into this tinfoil that's solid, I still have particles coming out on the other side. So quantum physics tries to explain the minute changes that affect us in real time physically, because classical physics we can only see things with our own eyes. Mm-hmm. Quantum physics are things that we can't see, like for instance with your phone. This phone works because there are millions of transistors in a very, very tiny piece.
Yeah, and it used like touchscreens work using quantum tunneling, for example, where they can like use the input from the heat of your finger to influence the electrons and the other particles. Yeah. I don't really understand it all that much either.
We're not quantum scientists here.
Quantum mechanics and classical physics are kind of at odds with each other because quantum mechanics, things don't really make a lot of sense at that scale.
Because if you get really, really small guys, like things come in and out of existence, like tachyons.
Yeah, virtual particles are actually a thing. So the Casimir effect is when you put two metal plates nanometers apart, and you'll have a virtual particle pop into existence that has a wavelength that's bigger than the gap between those two plates, and they'll press up against each other.
And it doesn't make sense, and we don't know why.
And it's an observable thing, and we've known about it for a very long time. We experience reality through the lens of our senses. That is very true.
Very true. Very true.
There's actually this thing called the phaneron, which is kind of like more of a philosophical term, but Vsauce did a video. It was basically is like what is real or something like that. And he talked about the phaneron, which is this term that was invented by like this 19th or 20th century writer that describes the world as it exists outside of our minds. So, for example, the world outside of our minds has no color because color is invented in the brain.
Yeah.
Even though I do think that most of us see color similarly.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it would just be too difficult to agree on things.
Yeah, because like Because that does make me think, like, because
But
my
also-
red could be different from how you see red. Because you could see red as blue, and I could see red as actually.
Yeah, I did a test with that. I really don't buy into that theory.
Really?
I just think it's
Yeah, because like people would be like,
because
no.
like think about it. Yellow. Would you agree that yellow is an inherently brighter color?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Well, we
yeah.
agree on that.
Okay.
Even if you say that your yellow is my pink, that's still too convoluted.
Yeah.
I think that hypothesis just doesn't make a lot of sense. But anyway, have your thoughts changed on Star Trek's 2024? Not a lot. I do wonder if the coronavirus would have happened in the Star Trek universe just because of the butterfly effect. It might not. But regardless, and of course, some people pointed out those housing units that they build, the sanctuary districts, that actually is less dystopian from our reality because that's at least the government doing something to address poverty. But then we see all the downsides that come out of that.
Yeah.
So I stand by. That's one of my favorite videos that I've made recently. It's almost got 2,000 views. So thank you guys for helping with that. Triangulum Studios coming in. First time that they've caught the stream in a while. They had joined us a bunch of times last year. So good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. It's always good to have you. Have you guys seen Another Earth 2011? I haven't seen it.
That one.
I've seen stuff about it, but that would be really cool to check out.
One movie I really liked that was kind of scientifically accurate was Interstellar. Like how they were like using the black hole to like go fast. Like that's actually like a real thing. Like how that little planet was living like near the black hole.
Yeah,
that's actually real. Because I think Josh, I don't like if you go near the event horizon.
Yeah.
You
So
know,
there was
hot.
I think I don't know if it's Kemp Thorne or another physicist that was like the science advisor in that movie. He helped with the physics for that, like determining what that would look like, what kind of system would look like. They had to write new software to render it.
Yeah,
which is
it's really cool.
It's always fun to hear something like that. That's cool. Andrew Steele, is that Andrew from the other night?
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, this is my channel. Yeah, we've been doing these live streams, or I've been doing them for a little over a year, and Lewis has been joining me lately. It's the blue versus the white dress all over again. Talking about the color,
bro. I still to this day blue black.
Oh yeah, well that's because it's what it is.
We're not crazy.
It's funny. I do remember I was
that thing was like all over.
There was another picture that was like the Nike shoes or something.
Yeah,
and it was you either saw blue and white or pink and gray or something like that. I don't know.
White gold. Nah, man. You're from another dimension.
It is the lighting. I will say the lighting.
Probably got
Well, the lighting makes it look like it could be either, but the actual dress is black and blue.
Black and blue, yeah. Gosh, that's just so weird. Like, wow,
it's the lighting, and I can tell you from my film background and color theory and everything.
Because like there's a cool illusion video out there where it's like they got these tiles and they look like chessboards. Like one's a lighter shade of gray and one's a darker shade of gray. And this dude was like, "Do you think these are two different colors?" Then he slided them out and they were the same color. It's just the lighting. Yeah.
No, so I've seen that.
Dude.
I've seen that illusion before.
Yeah.
He says Burple.
Any plans for November 3rd to buy guns and hope that the country don't fail? Like,
so, we were talking about this earlier. So I guess as far as my plans, like I'm probably going to, I'm going to do one of three things if I don't stay home. But I think I should vote because I think everybody should vote. I'm either going to vote for Biden or more likely I'm going to vote for maybe like the Green Party or something, or maybe write in a candidate. I'm not excited about this election at all. Xander's about to get back to work. Have a great stream. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for stopping by,
really
bro. Appreciate
it. We'll have to talk some more. It's been too long.
Yeah.
But yeah, springtime. So for November 3rd, that's my plan. But we were talking about this thing earlier. It's called the Red Mirage. And so basically it's a fascinating concept.
Oh, by the way, is this mine silent?
Frightening. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
It's frightening. And so there was this data analyst who works for some private firm that was being interviewed on one of the news channels. And he was talking about this phenomenon that could happen called the Red Mirage, where on election night, it looks like Trump is winning,
because the mail-in votes didn't come in.
Because the mail-in votes have not come in yet. And then as the weeks go on and the mail-in votes come in where it turns out Biden's actually won and mail-in ballots are legitimate.
Because the DC city, the city of DC, they've been doing mail-in ballots for years,
and
decades. And out of and the statistics shows out of all that time, they have had mail-in fraud, but it's only 0.0000 something percent.
It's very
like you're
small.
more likely to get struck by lightning to get mail-in fraud.
Yeah. So mail-in ballots are going to be controversial because if they show that Biden actually won, Donald Trump
will say it's rigged.
Will say it's rigged, and 40% of the country is going to believe the election was stolen, and that is the election that can tear this country apart.
Yes. Another thing, and like when we say that, that's really real. Like these people that he has supporting him, like diehard support him. And I'm not trying to say every Trump supporter is stupid, but like these are good people. Like I'm not gonna say they're all bad. Some of these people are genuinely good people that just been told the wrong shit.
I want to address this comment. First off, there's a UK show on Netflix called White Gold. All right, I want to address this comment from Wolfwood. Please don't waste your vote on anyone else than Biden. Trump needs to go. Let me respond to that.
Yeah.
I live in Tennessee. Tennessee is a red state. Its electoral college votes are going to go to Trump, so I can vote for whoever I damn well please. Now, I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm just saying, like, even if I lived in a swing state, but I do agree that Trump needs to go, which is why I hope the people that live in swing states vote for Biden.
Yeah.
Just for strategic purposes, but I live in Tennessee, so I'm going to vote for whoever I want. Fair point, but I'm not so sure Biden's the way to go.
Well, before we get too political in the chat, look, at this point,
Triangulum says, thankfully I live in Canada. Oh my God.
You're lucky.
You have no idea.
You have no idea, man. Like it's wild.
We hate it here.
But before the chat gets political,
too political.
I don't care. Like whoever you vote for is whoever you vote
Absolutely.
for, because this country was founded upon, we're not going to shun anybody who you vote for. Trump does have some good policies. As much as we hate his social stuff, he has some good policies that he has passed. Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Whoever you vote for is whoever you vote for. I love you equally. So
my personal opinion is that I do think he does need to go just because of the specific damage that he's doing.
He is
to the
doing.
country.
Yeah.
For example, the Supreme Court
and delegitimizing.
Our
constitution, like
climate change, everything. Not that Biden's going to be great on those issues either, but it's just about harm reduction. I think.
Trump isn't going to leave even if he wins on November 3rd. Just saying, I don't think he will leave without any kind of control over the White House.
We were talking about that earlier. A military intervention, I think, could happen
because, like, the military generals, like you say it because you said it best. They're for the office, not for who's in charge.
There's this meme, so to speak, that the military is going to side with Trump even if he loses. That's overblown. Like the military is a rather conservative institution, but they're loyal to the office, not the person.
They're loyal for their oath,
Yeah. So Triangulum says, I have a spare room. I might hit
we might hit you up.
Might hit you up.
No cap.
Yeah. We're looking at different cities. Some of them may or may not be in the United States.
Yeah, because I was like, man, if we ever go to like civil war like it is on the TV and stuff, look, we're gonna go to the nearest freaking Walmart. I got friends that are nurses, chemists, computer scientists. I'm gonna get me about like 100 of each one. Build a little fort, man, and we're just gonna figure out how we're gonna live tomorrow.
Build a new civilization.
Yes.
We need to watch like a show, and I'm sure there's various shows about survivalism.
Definitely. Would you guys like to come to our new city, state, or whatever it is in the country?
Our own Chaz.
Yeah.
Give me a spot while I acquire those qualifications.
All right, bet. Got you.
Yeah.
Definitely scientists and chemists will really be, because like I'm putting my mindset, like if that did happen, I would get like a lot of people that are smart in the medical field and chemistry, because like if my people go sick, I want them to help, and then like just to govern people too, like I would get people that are conservative and liberal. I want to have an equal amount.
We need to have discussion, and I think you don't want to have an echo chamber, because if we're creating a microcosm of society, then it's only fair.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Trump will probably try and get his daughter Ivanka to run as president, or try to move her into office if he wins a second term.
That's crazy because I feel like his family is in, like, they're really heavily into some of the politics. So I do see him.
Well, listen,
that, like, a dynasty type.
Yeah, listen, I mean, it's scary because, like, a lot of Republicans, especially his base, they're looking at
his
family. They're looking at his family as his potential successors. So that's something we're going to have to deal with. I mean, Ivanka 2024 is not laughable at all.
God
I think.
Damn.
Don't forget me, springtime. Yeah, springtime. Well, you live in Alaska.
Oh yeah.
So maybe we should, I don't know, either meet in the middle or come up there, or I don't know where we're going to meet. Yeah. So, jeez.
It's crazy if he did get his daughter. It'll be like if Trump, like, one of his family members get in office, it's gonna be like Bush 2.0 then.
I mean, like, the Bush dynasty. I mean,
his father. No, way back, the very first was he was a senator. He had an oil field in like 1800.
So, well,
19.
Well, the first President Bush was HW in the 1980s. Or in the 1990s. But they came from a long line of
senators, and
actually he was from Connecticut, but they lived in Texas, and his father was Senator Prescott Bush, who was actually a liberal Republican, and H.W. Bush was a moderate Republican, but he got dragged to the right because he was trying to adapt to the Reagan era politics, and he actually made fun of Reagan's economic policies that don't make any sense. So, but he unfortunately was, I think, a victim in a lot of ways of the country's rightward shift.
All right, Andrew. Thank you for joining the chat, man. Seeing how everything goes on a live stream.
Yeah, appreciate you,
bro. Really do.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Yes. Oh, he has.
Awesome. Really appreciate everybody coming in and joining. I don't see any reason to stop. We're going strong.
Well, I mean,
unless you feel like you need to take off here in
the 8:25 or 8:30.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
I'll maybe let's wind down as we approach the 2-hour mark.
Yeah.
So Triangle says, "I love the show Alaska Troopers."
I've never what is Alaska Troopers?
Is that one of the one of the truck shows?
It does sound like
Ice Road Truckers. Well, that doesn't make any sense because it's true. I don't know. What is Alaska Troopers?
Well, man, imagine being a trucker having to drive through that. I need to get paid double, because dang, it's super dark too. Yo, okay, in Alaska, crazy. So you guys have sled dogs there? Do y'all really
Andrew says, I don't think he has subbed yet.
Sub to us, Andrew, please. Appreciate you. I'm looking up troopers now.
Springtime says, do you have any thoughts on World War III in Star Trek? So I really would like to see it fleshed out some more, because the way the books describe it is kind of, just like a lot of the novels. But I think it would be interesting because in canon, all we know about it is that it was fought by factions in the 2040s, 2050s, with some skirmishes going back to the 2026. But there was very eugenics based. Mm-hmm. Genetic engineering was a big issue. The econ was one of the factions. So that's China and some of its allies and puppet states versus the West, or just those were part of the factions. But and then 600 million deaths from nuclear and other exchanges across the world. So I think we should see it fleshed out in a way that kind of incorporates more realistic sort of predictions.
Well, y'all don't have sled dogs, okay? Okay.
Triangulum is asking if I had been watching Lower Decks. Yeah, somebody asked about this earlier. Yeah, Lower Decks is pretty funny. It's not, like I was saying, it's not groundbreaking or anything, and I do think a lot of the earlier episodes kind of suffered from the humor being too out, referential and hey guys, have you heard of this? Have you heard of this? But they've since kind of calmed that down, and it's pretty funny. Got some good animation. It's colorful and everything, so I like it. It's fun.
Whoa,
a good
golly, CJ. Oh my goodness. Glad your dad was okay, but yeah, because like I know, like, cause God, being a trucker driving out in that has to be very dangerous.
Wolfwood, as a huge Jordan Peele fan, I was hella disappointed with the Twilight Zone reboot. I have heard negative things about it. Yeah.
Maybe it's because Jordan Peele doesn't have free creative control, because we know that man, what he's capable of.
Any thoughts on the upcoming Dune movie from Denis Villeneuve? So I'm a bad like movie YouTuber because I haven't watched the Dune trailer yet. I suck. I need to do that. But I've seen a lot of other people that are really excited about it.
CJ, I'm seeing this. All right, dude.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh!
Felt the wheel slipping off the side of the cliff. Oh man,
golly, that is terrifying.
That's gotta suck.
I would have jumped off the car, like no cap. But then at that point, you suffer from death.
Yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of people, you know, a lot of truckers like kind of get into situations where they might have to abandon their trucks, and they're not allowed to do that for
you know, that was the case
reasons.
With Brent Kavanaugh. You know,
it was Neil Gorsuch.
Yeah, Neil Gorsuch had a case like that.
He had a case like that where he actually ruled against the guy trying to preserve his own
life. Yeah.
So
yes,
but that situation does happen a lot.
Yeah, we got references out the butt, guys. Like we just know like a lot of the politics and stuff. That's crazy. How CJ talks about that. Because yeah, he was like this. It was like kind of almost the same situation where it was cold and he was contacting the people and he was telling them, you know, I want to leave. I will die if I stay here. And he left. Yeah, and they fired him.
Yeah, that was insane. I'm starting to wonder if Star Trek World War III was between India and China with fighting in Africa between U.S.-backed neo-black national revolutionaries and Chinese-backed national forces.
That actually sounds like a real thing that could happen because
I agree.
Because like China is like we said, you know, they're buying up ports in Africa, and of course they're not going to fight in their own land. They're going to fight. You know what?
Proxy wars. You know
that does sound. Could Africa be like the next Middle East? Probably.
100%. It's already becoming it. Like we have multiple ongoing military interventions, some of them with boots on the ground in Africa, and nobody, like a lot of people just don't know about it. In fact, let me pull up this Wikipedia page. So like this is like the list of armed conflicts involving the United States. So if we go to the 21st century, like as far as the ongoing ones, there's Afghanistan. There's this thing called the insurgency in the Maghreb, which consists of Algeria, Morocco, Mauritania, Tunisia, Burkina Faso, Chad,
Mali, Nigeria, Senegal, supported and trained by United States, Canada, France, Germany, Netherlands, Spain, and United Kingdom.
So this region called the Maghreb, which is like the Sahara Desert, or actually it's part of the Sahara Desert, and then the Sahel. Ongoing Operation Enduring Freedom in the Horn of Africa. So that's like Somalia, Ethiopia.
Yeah.
The Iraq War. Well, it says partial victory here. Partial is about right.
War in Northwest Pac. What? Like, golly.
Yeah. So
military industrial complex, like
the drone war. Then there's a separate war in Somalia.
Yeah.
In northeastern Kenya that's ongoing since 2007. Let's see.
The Libya, yeah.
And then we were in Uganda for a while. Then there's the war against ISIL. And then there's ongoing war in Syria. Yep. And then there's the Yemeni civil war. And then there's the Libyan the intervention in Libya that's ongoing.
Yeah, we're just everywhere, guys. Like, it just doesn't make no sense, like, why we're in this all of this.
CJ, yeah, you tell me he had to refocus the wheel. He sounded proud because he kept going, and he told me a life lesson on why making the impossible possible. Well, I am really glad that he survived because those are very dangerous conditions that you can get yourself into. And, you know, so I'm glad he's okay, but that's crazy.
Yeah. I could not believe what was going through his mind.
Yeah, I know. All right, folks. I think we're gonna probably want to wrap this up in maybe like the next
couple minutes.
Yeah, few minutes. I'll say maybe the most like 12. Even though my last stream was like 3 hours. I think we've been covering. We've covered quite a bit of territory. So I'm actually gonna kind of suggest a topic.
For next stream.
Well, it's something that I kind of wanted to talk about here as well. Springtime has another question. How long do you guys think China can keep the program in Africa popular with Africans before the revolutionaries start going to CIA training camps in America? As long as it takes, man.
Yeah, because I mean, like, as long as they have control over the ports, man, Africans aren't going to really be able to do much. I mean, like, they might look to America for help, but like, we already know why America is going to help. It's just because to lessen China's influence on Africa.
But
so it's really going to be like it's going to be like Iraq, no, Afghanistan, where it's like, we're going to give you guys the weapons and infrastructure to take them out with the promise of helping you guys rebuild, and then they're going to help them out, teach them, and then once China leaves, then we're going to dip. And we're just gonna be like, well, figure it out yourselves. Yeah.
But I do agree with you that Africa is going to become the next like battle stage or battleground, so to speak, between the two powers, and that's probably going to be China versus India and the USA, because the USA and India are kind of trying to forge something in an alliance. I don't really like it because India's leader is the kind of like a nationalist.
Yeah.
And of course, Trump likes him because of course he does. So yeah, we'll answer some more political questions that come along the way, but I do want to kind of talk about something that is, I guess, a change of direction just real quick in the next like 10 minutes while we're wrapping up. But I'm thinking about changing my channel name.
Yeah.
And so I'm not going to say I want to get suggestions because
Yeah, you kind of already have.
I have sort of an idea. So I don't know if it's kind of risky, but I really think that I want to just change it to my name, because that's a way to bridge the video essay content that I make with my short film content. And so what I need to do, I need to bring this up on next stream, and I need to do like some polls and research and everybody, because my audience, like, I don't want people to unsub if they see that I've lost the Anim8orkid label, but I'm trying to kind of move past that. And so
because we're growing up, guys,
we're growing up. No, but seriously, like, I'm going to continue to make the video essays. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, because I love doing it, and I know that you guys really love it. Triangle says that could be problematic. Yeah, I agree.
But
it is very risky.
But it's really good because I feel like if he uses his name, people will know him for him. Like, they'll be like, "Oh, this is Tyler. He makes, these videos." I think because for me, mine was The Mind of Lewis, and I changed it to Lewis Tech. So
yeah,
and I.
Wolf says, "I agree with you changing my name." Yeah,
we just have to take polls.
Take polls.
Maybe
like the
Anim8orkid
label is something I kind of want to move away from, just not really for much any reason other than like I want maybe something a little more serious. But that's not even the main reason. Like, I just want something that's more of my own IP.
Yeah, him.
Because Anim8orkid is like a username from my childhood that was associated with like animation software and everything. It's good when you have a small audience, but when you have like 40K, like I do, your privacy becomes a huge issue.
Yeah.
So I may need to. I'm probably going to give it like some more thought, like over the next few months, because
you're like your initials too, like.
Yeah, but even then.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of boring. I don't know. My name, using my name to rename the channel.
You know what I think you should do? Make it something like catchy, like because you do animate, not animate, but like
Well, see, I'm trying to like
Tyler Productions.
Well, there is Orange River Productions, but that's already a separate entity that I don't really want to mix the two. Yeah, I don't know, because like my Star Trek content is what a lot of people are here for.
Yeah,
and I want to continue to deliver that, but also like I'm increasingly wanting to make some of these short films. And so,
what if you make it like Starship Tyler? Starship Pilkington, and then
I don't know. We'll just have to
mess.
We'll have to brainstorm and come up with some ideas. I'll do some polls, but I guess my question to you guys would be, if it helps, my channel name is most of my last name, Spring. Okay,
Tylertown, USA.
Yeah, I don't know, because there's also branding issues related to that. So I don't know. I feel like in some ways I might have painted myself in a corner, but in other ways, I do think I have an opportunity now. Like I've got 3,200 subs, which is relatively small.
Hold on.
So, I don't know.
I'm texting Wes. Oh no, I'm almost name dropped. I'm texting.
I think you name dropped him last time.
Last
we were
time
on here, so it's
okay. So there's this thing I can do with my eyes, and Wes. So I can make my eyes look cross-sided, and Wesley's in real time right now. So he wants me to do this for the chat. Okay. If you guys send $1 super chat, I will make my eyes like I will do Sharingan.
Ooh.
I can make my eyes like look cross-eyed. Okay. I'm gonna do it. You guys see that? Like, see how cross it is? Hello guys, I'm dumb. I'm just joking. Oh my god, I hope nobody screenshots that. Oh my god.
All right, now pay up.
Okay, yeah, you guys gotta pay up. Super chat $1.
Quality content. CJ says, "What software do I use?" That could also be a factor. So like, I used to use Blender, but I don't do a lot of animation anymore. But it's
just animation is really, really hard to do.
Yeah,
like
my editing software is like Vegas and Premiere and DaVinci, but like I don't really even though DaVinci is a catchy name, like I'm just now familiar with it, and so anything thanks to BBC America, I can't use my full name, huh?
Really?
Interesting. Wesley's got to go.
Yeah,
I name dropped him this time. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate you so much, Wes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, looks like we guess we can, if you want, close out.
Yeah, let's definitely cut it out within the next 4.5 minutes. I like to cut it off at the 2-hour mark, but yeah. Okay. Really appreciate everybody coming in, and as far as from like my last minute redirection of the conversation, we'll need to talk about it. Like some of you guys are my core fans. And so I want to get your input. I'll do some polls, but I don't want people to get confused.
Yeah, that's the number one thing.
A lot of people have obviously videos that they've liked and added their playlist and everything that have this Anim8orkid label.
I guess we can, you can always make an announcement.
Well, yeah, I definitely will. I'll keep dreaming up possible names. Yeah, I appreciate. I do appreciate suggestions.
I'll come up with some stuff too.
I want to get it. We need to brainstorm from like my group of friends and everything, and also you guys. Although you're also my friends, so my friends that are across cyberspace.
Cyberspace, yes. It's Yu-Gi-Oh reference Into the Brains.
If you rename it, it should reflect your old name in some way. That is a good point. That is true, because then it'll be close enough that people will get Cyber Pals. Yeah,
Cyber Pals.
Yes, yeah.
If anybody watches Yu-Gi-Oh, we're just gonna go into the brains. Any Yu-Gi-Oh people in the chat, say aye. If not, then big awkward scene.
Wesley conveniently left before I could get that super chat.
No, I'll get it from him. I'll get it from him in IRL.
I think you're right. Like, because I like Anim8orkid, but also but that's not my IP though. It's the name of an early 2000s freeware animation software that I haven't used since the friggin' Bush administration. So like, damn. I need the kid part. I mean, I just added that on my own. I could be animator guy, but I don't animate as much. Yeah, is the thing. It should be referential, but it should also be like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I say I creator.
Know. Yeah.
We'll figure something. Look,
Tyler the creator.
Wow. we will figure things out when we don't think about it at all.
Yeah.
That's where like the good stuff comes. Like
it'll come in the shower.
Yeah. I swear, I swear to you it is. Because like that's how like a lot of people in the chat probably don't know, but like I kind of rap a little bit, so like most of my stuff comes in the shower.
Go check out Lewis's Instagram, by the way. Yes, it's got to be linked somewhere on your channel. Lewis_Virgo.
Like I do have some
Cree animator. That sounds too close to cremator, which is cool, but yeah, we'll see.
We'll see, guys.
I appreciate.
We'll take a long shower and figure it out.
Yeah. All of you come up with some more name. Did you just say we'll take a long shower?
Yeah, we'll take a long shower.
We'll take a long shower individually.
Individually.
Check out his shower pics. Yeah. make sure it's an original name for your IP. Yeah. Figuring out what I do and what my YouTube identity is another issue as well, because like, I don't know, I'm kind of a chameleon in some ways.
You just be chilling. Like we don't really. Yeah, we just be chilling.
Yeah. So. Well, I appreciate everybody coming in and stopping by. I appreciate the super chats. Appreciate the likes and all the discussion. This has been one of the liveliest chats that we've had in a while.
We got to keep it going.
We need to do this on a monthly basis, man. Got to get you in.
We could try to do it like every how would they feel like 2 live streams a month?
I feel like people would love that.
Hell yeah, 2 live streams a month.
Yeah. In fact, I'm actually gonna, like I said, I'm gonna try and stream with Andrew, do some Destiny gaming in the next few weeks. So let me get involved. I have animation experience. Yeah, CJ, we need to connect.
Yeah,
might be able to make
cool intros and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm really glad you guys came along for the ride. You know, we're gonna have some more live streams, and
we will.
I'm really glad.
I'd like to stream more, so I'm gonna actively try and do that starting in October. And I'm not just saying.
Well, sure, we could schedule another one 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
So, again, thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for seeing us, seeing our faces, and we had a great conversation. Let's have many more. We're great minds, and great minds tend to think alike. So, let's all come and share. And
if you weren't able to get any questions in, you can email me. You can find my email on my channel page. Just whatever things they make you go through. Take care as well, Triangle. It was good to see you. It's been too long. So glad to have you back.
Yes.
Everybody else, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you, guys.
And this has just been lit.
Yep. Peace out, guys.
Peace out. Sorry, this is the UK version of the bird. So but in America, there we go.
Peace.
See ya.
I enjoyed the live stream. That was really good.